Hello everybody, my name is Dark Magic and welcome to another sound design tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you the importance of subbass by breaking down my recreation of the subbass from Acolyte from the new Mortal Nodes EP that just came out today. So the original song sounds like this. Really good, really crunchy. And so my sub recreation sounds like this. I will be giving away the patch for free in the description, so go check the link, but also make sure to stick around and learn the techniques so you can make these yourself in the future. I also want to reiterate this point by showing you how important the sub bass is in this song. I just added this little quarter note bass. Really simple sine wave with some distortion and a volume automation. And I want to show you what that sounds like in the context of this mix. I just high passed it and added the kick drum back, so it sounds like this. And you'll notice it sounds alright, like it's not bad, but it instantly loses so much character, so much momentum, and so much energy too. And so I'm going to be showing you how to bring that into your own songs. So the three main points that I'm going to be focusing on in this video are going to be 1, pitch bend and pitch movement in general in subs. 2, the slight delay of subs and how to give the mid basses more room. And 3, adding stereo to your sub. I know it's a taboo thing, but I think it can work really well if you do it correctly. So moving on to my recreation, it's actually pretty simple, but there's a lot of automations going on, a lot of small things that add up. So the original patch just sounds like this without any sort of processing. And it's pretty simple. It's just a sine wave, and I'm using LFO1 to modulate it from about 50% to like 80 where it originally sticks. And the reason I'm doing this is to kind of give it that swell. Another way you can kind of give it that delayed feeling is by using the track delay, which I am using a little bit of in this song. But I also wanted to recreate that exact sound, which I used this like little envelope, which kind of fades it in from like a smaller sound to a larger sound, and it kind of gives it some crunch when you crunch it all together. And so I have that automation going there, and I also have it going on this compressor, which is mainly just for volume, like gain and everything, but you do get a little bit of warmth, a few harmonics on top of that, which I am then low passing. So again, that just sounds like this. But if you notice, there are some more automations going on. So the first thing that I have going on is this LFO2, which is on the global tune, and I have it on unipolar, which means that it's going up a semitone. So I actually have the entire MIDI for the song down 1 semitone. The original MIDI is E and then it goes to D sharp. I have it down just 1 semitone so it rises up to the right pitch. And so that, you know, you can get a little bit of movement there. But you can also hear that it has this like 1-2 movement going on, which I'm doing with this one that is note latched instead of hertz latched. And that one is just doing slight movement. You can hear it in the original song that sounds like this. So I'm kind of recreating that. And this one is again on the master tuning, but this one instead is going bipolar, and so it's kind of taking that original note and keeping it the same but moving it slightly up or down, so you are getting a slight detune, but it gives the bass a lot more character. So that's kind of the main Serum patch, and I do want to note that I am using hertz because you can really dial in specific flows and you can just get a lot more creative. After that, I have a disperser on 50%. This is not required, but I do think that it adds a lot of like bubbliness and kind of like smooths out the sound. It sounds like this. Kind of gives it a little bit more of a tail. But a lot of the sound is coming from this kilohertz distortion. So the reason I'm using this distortion specifically is because 1, it's free, and 2, because of the spread feature. So the spread feature will, you can read it down at the bottom there, but it will basically affect the bias differently on the left and right channel, and so you get a slight difference in the distortion itself, but it makes the sound really wide. And so I have that up a decent amount. And I have these settings dialed in, but I'm taming that again with an EQ. I went back to the original sound and I was looking at in MIDI meters how you can still see there's some of this sub down here. So that fundamental frequency is still a little bit wide, which a lot of people will say, oh, don't do that, you're going to get phasing issues. But if you check it in mono and it still sounds good, it sounds good. In my EQ, I just wanted to tame it a little bit. So I have this little shelf here, and I'm bringing it down. I'm very aware that I am not cutting out all the frequencies. If I wanted to cut out all of them, I would be using this 4 dB slope, and I would, you know, fine tune it to the right frequency. But I wanted to keep some of those low ends. And the limiter at the end is just a safety limiter, nothing special. I will note that I am manually automating the drive to fit this song, so it kind of like starts out strong there, and then it kind of flows in just like the LFO. You could totally do that with like you could do it manually like I did, or you can add like an LFO tool to it. But that's the main idea behind this bass. And I want to also note that there's no kind of processing or glue, but a lot of my songs, I like to glue them together with like a Mish B or a V-clip or something like that. So if you're using these in your own projects, go ahead and take the creative liberty and go about it with your own magic. That's pretty much about it. I really hope that you learned from this, and let me know if you want me to do more sound design like this. I'll see you in the next video.